been a long, long year, and a long night there, and these long, long legs get me everywhere. Hold up, now you look good. I will not lie. Hello, folks. Welcome back. I'm the one, the only. Oh, there's a little reverb going on. I'm the one, I'm the only. I am. That's why. Hobo Tom. And yes, you might say, Hobo Tom, you're looking rather dapper. You look like a middle school teacher who got sent to outer space like they did, at least in the comic books. Yes, I wish. Let's show you another. Boom, baby. Yeah, this is... See, I wouldn't be a teacher of, like, aliens. I'd probably get into an intergalactic bar fight over a space princess. Whole other issue, though. I'm not here to talk about that. It's not my little intro. Yes, the best views are in outer space. I'm here to talk about Project Hail Mary. Saw that a couple days ago with my lovely lady friend, who I have to see. You know, she thinks I'm a goof. But that's a whole other issue. Yep, I'm looking a little... Again, Ryan Gosling looked a little bit different in this movie. He looked like a nerd with a weird sweater, with the wolf sweaters and, I don't know, glasses. Yep, I just wanted to give my eyes a break. Staring at computer screens, dust had been flying in them, doing fishing poles, working for a company that doesn't give me the right materials. But that's a whole other issue, though. I'm here to talk about Project Hail Mary, my movie review. So first, check out the theater. Here we are back at the movie theaters. The Regal Cinema. Time to see Project Hail Mary. There we go. That came out already. Oh no. 6/12. And Masters of the Universe. June 5th. Old school nostalgia, baby. Nostalgia's the best. Believe the Hail Mary. You are giving the poor woman some grief. Yep, went to the Regal Pavilion. It was close. I had a busy day. I had an interview that morning. Made it to the banks after the movie, which I was kind of impressed that I could, although they had to figure out stuff. I don't know. It's always interesting. Bankers want to do like the most for you, but realize that when you have to renew it, it like takes forever. And I didn't realize it would take that long. That's a whole, again, other series of events. I got the rest of my banking done today, which is pretty good. And is that an asymmetric bottle? Oh no, yeah, that's just weird shaped. Yep, it's still Lent, so instead of having a normal cocktail, it's Friday. I have my liquid diet because, again, you cannot live on bread alone, but every utterance that comes from the mouth of God, and I could just kind of live on bread alone for Fridays. So, cheers. It is Good Friday, then Easter. I go back to eating all the tasty animal flesh and drinking the fruit, the fermented product of fruit. Yes, but Project Hail Mary. Yep, so you saw a little bit of the theater. You've heard my ranting and raving. Check out these previews for upcoming movies.
22 years ago, my brother, Matthew Nichols, and his friend, Jordan Reimer, disappeared. They've never been found.
We have a girl. What will we name her?
This is the big movie I want to see.
Her name should be Geneva. She would need to be strong.
Hey,
That's you.
never touch the buttons.
Screwball.
Of a lot of galaxies. You're confident. You're strong. You're beautiful.
Be prosecuted twice for the same crime. I know when Rodney Hollingshead was murdered, and I know who the real killer was. No more. Go on. The mystery will be solved when...
Bedtime stories, talking tigers, spaceships, and magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real.
Because I know there's at least 3 I want to see. I do want to see Supergirl. Mainly because it's Lobo. I just want to see Lobo and the idea of the anti-superhero and I forget, it's not antagonist, it's not protagonist. I think it's like the anti-hero of Supergirl, where she is still the hero, but again, when she drinks way too much, smokes cigarettes, and lets her puppy dog urinate on everything. Yeah, kind of not the typical clean-cut Clark Kent of Superman. But no, that He-Man, nostalgia's a heck of a drug. I do want to see that. I do like the little twist they put on it, where he was sent to Earth to kind of protect him. Indeed. I want to see how that plays out. That sounds... I know I remember seeing the original one with Dolph Lundgren as He-Man, and it gets me interested in seeing Willow again, because I just picked up George R.R. Martin's, one of his books. I know George R.R. Martin has another book, kind of the sequel to Willow. Never really followed up on that. But yeah, I might put that down for a Christmas list. I don't know. I'll think about that. I can't afford anything that at the time was a good movie. The Sword and Sorcery tale, Val Kilmer was Madmartigan. He was just cool. Any guy that wielded 2 swords and fought next to the supposed bad princess to save Willow from a bad queen with a midget. I miss my midget. But yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And of course, I don't even know how that goes. I don't think I could imitate that. Well, let's see here. Dune Part 3 is what I really want to see, though. That doesn't come out till December. Let me see if I can get the I pull stuff up here. The old cell phone, which does have to be charged up, but it's abused. Dune 3 chant. Oh, they actually do have the chant. It's a war chant. I'll be honest, it sounds like a haka.
Here's the drink that flushes sugar out of your
we don't
veins and
need
makes
to know
poor circulation
about drinks.
disappear without relying on so many pills.
Who cares about pills? It's probably a horrible rendition of a haka. There's probably some Maori person that's saying, "Sir, I am untexting you for life, no matter what you do." And how many kind of things of pro wrestling you give us. And there's going to be more pro wrestling coming up. So yep, again, previews. I forget if I did that right, but if not, it's the second time. I shall edit everything out. Then we get into Project Hail Mary.
Teeny weeny little bit.
So no big whoop.
It's a small whoop. It's a small to medium whoop. Over the next 30 years, the Earth could cool maybe 10.
And I'll tell you what, I actually enjoyed the movie. It was different from Tina's normal movie sets, in the fact that one was it was not very violent. I like the fact that they gave that so the movie starts off, spaceman wakes up from coma. Where the heck am I? And you're like, whoa, like he doesn't know where he is. It's probably a side effect from a coma, being in a coma for a couple of years. I'm sure that has to mess with your memory somehow. Pretty sure medically it does. So let's see here. I can lose these for right now. But yeah. So it kind of progresses. So he's at this. Then he's like, first he's like, what the heck? It's like, okay, well it's time to search for stuff. The two other people are dead. He finds the vodka supply. Yes. Like, he is a definite grade school teacher searching out for the vodka supply. I'll say that from experience as a teacher and working in a liquor store at some time in my career. Yes. So that's definitely true. Then he begins to kind of explore the ship, figure out, oh, wait, I have to do this. Oh, we're almost here. Wait, I can't turn around to Earth? Shoot. Okay, I might as well go through this. And then, so he gets to this Tau Ceti system, because they figured out that because there's a whole bunch of stars dying. Again, there's kind of flashbacks. He's saying, okay, why am I here? Goes to a flashback. There's some alien phage virus or phage bacteria that's literally eating the sun. It survives on the sun. He was chosen because he wrote a thesis, How Life Can Survive Without Water. As a scientist, and with this little bit of background, alien life form living without water is not an unheard of thing. There are many different solvents. I know, as far as we know, terrestrial life needs water. If you evolved without water, it is possible, because alcohol would be very similar. You have the COH with 3 other hydrogens that does exist in liquid form. It does take longer to freeze, so that's possible. I know there's on, I want to say Titan, which is a moon. If memory serves me, I want to say it's of Neptune, where there is possibly liquid methane due to a whole bunch of things. So I know that there are extremophiles that do live in methane-rich environments, not plausible for alien life. Again, there'd have to be a whole bunch of other dynamics, but I actually found that part amazing. Again, when a scientist has new ideas, you can go back even to the days of Galileo, Copernicus. New ideas were met with shame. So, kind of understood that. Shows him as a grade school teacher. Maybe not the greatest classroom manager, because when he's tossed a lava ball, he has to make a decision. Folks, never, as a teacher, put yourself in that position, especially if you don't know the answer to. So there's this line of bacteria, the Petrova line, going from Venus to the sun. Venus has just the right atmosphere of carbon dioxide, which it does have, and Mercury does not have. So this life form needs that carbon dioxide to reproduce and make more life forms. Very basic definition of life. It has to be somewhat aware or aware of its environment, have some kind of motion, be self-replicating, and shoot, I should know what the fourth one is, but there's like 4 requirements. Be able to achieve homeostasis. Yeah, that's the one that always gets me. I think those are the basic 4 requirements, and 5, and then taking nutrients. So movement. Again, people say plants don't move. Actually, they will move towards the sun, so they do show movement. It's a response to they do respond to stimuli. They go through homeostasis. They take in nutrients and they reproduce, self-reproduce, which is the important thing, because that differentiates it from machine. Machines yet cannot reproduce themselves. They need human people need these things to make machines. So far, when I went to my interview, AI was a whole other discussion realm, and one day we'll get into that. Probably not right now. Yeah. So again, so he's recruited by European scientists and say, "Hey, I saw this paper. You're my man." He's like, "Whoa!" I'm just a basic school teacher. They kind of show him again. They cut back. He finds an alien spaceship. Again, very inquisitive. The alien actually reaches out first to try and communicate. Very basic communication symbols, things like that. Flashback. Now he's with a team of scientists trying to develop things. So kind of the movie is long. It's about 2.5 hours long. I think I looked at my watch at like 2 hour mark and like, oh, we got 40 minutes left. So that was good. Then again, some more flashbacks, them partying, getting stuff, figuring out how to use this life form for fuel. They figure out too, hey, we're all set to go into space. He meets the creature. He names Rocky. I appreciate the fact that when they did the trying to communicate sequence, they used basic chemistry to start a language. Again, 2 circles of 8. That's actually going to be that's O2. So that's a very basic communication, making simple models and basic communication. From what little linguistics I know of, he did begin to again. So whenever he said a word, the alien made some sound, and then he said, and then he did things on the computer and stored it, and they could begin a dialogue. Doing chemistry is one possible way. So if you draw a dot with a circle around it, or even 2 dots with 1 circle, generally that's known as this hydrogen. You have 1 proton, 1 neutron, and 1 electron. Your basic hydrogen model. Then you can go 1. So, and then there's a whole linguistic thing. Okay, so this is hydrogen. Again, 1 proton with 1 electron in orbit, possibly 1 neutron in there. Very simple very simple chemical equation. I would do it simpler. I would use mathematics, where you have 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 plus 1 does not equal 3. So there are a couple things you can do. It kind of froze up there for a second. I would choose to do things mathematically, but I do understand figuring out chemical things. Both there's the good, and there were some words that like Rocky did not understand. What does word mean? Again, linguistically, it was interesting because there are certain words that do not translate well. I know I want to say in some Native American cultures and some other more indigenous cultures, there's no word for actually war, and a few other words. And I know working with people from China, certain words do not translate well, and then there's other connotations. Like, to give you an example, I gave a picture of my supervisor, who was Chinese. I saw in Burlington Coat Factory. It was the Chinese symbol of wisdom. It was in black ink. I said, "Oh, this will make a great gift." And then my Chinese friends, yeah. He showed us a picture, and why'd you give that to him? It's like, well, he's wisdom. He knows stuff. It's like, but in black ink, that's like the wisdom you get in death. And you're like, whoa, I didn't mean that. But yeah, so there are different connotations. Just like, actually, I told my one from a long time ago. There's different connotations through inflection. Where you say, "Oh, this is great," versus, "Oh, this is great." So yeah, so it kind of missed that. If that's really my only tweak of the movie, that was good. I did enjoy the soundtrack. Again, soundtrack fit the movie. It was pretty cool. So eventually, getting back to the story, yep, Rocky and the human figure out that just like any life on around Tau Ceti, the reason why that star is not dying is because it's being eaten on the one planet where it's trying to breed. So there's the ecological balance. So you figure out, okay, that you have to get this predator species. That we had to go collect it. Whole big action sequence to collect it. Really cool stuff. Good brainstorming between the two. Of course, something bad happens. Alien has to risk his life to save the human. Human survives, and then he does everything he can to help the alien survive. And then when he realizes that because with evolution, because amoeba and protists evolve in much higher pace because they just go through so many lifespans and so many generations much quicker than humans do and most species do. Everyone knows that bacteria kind of evolve kind of the quickest. I mean, you can go through like hundreds of generations in like probably sometimes a couple of months, if that long. So yeah, it started to eat through the unique a xeon metal that the alien could use, which is an amazing thing. And they use a xeon. Kind of makes sense because xeon itself is an inert gas. And it's really cool like that. Again, we can't breathe it; it would kill us. We would suffocate in like pure xeon. Again, we need at least minimum, I think, for human needs about 19% oxygen we can live in. Remember, we live in 23% oxygen. 19 is really our lower limit. So you drop about 4% oxygen to us, much less any other odd gases. So he realized that this was eating his ship. This is what his ship's made. Sorry about that, folks. I wasn't paying attention to any part of my timer. And I forgot that I only had good like 20 minutes of... Wow, that's the first time in a while I've ran long for 20 minutes. But yeah, so to get back to the movie. So then he realizes that the alien life form that eats the one life form that's eating the sun, that's around Tau Ceti, like again mutated, evolved, and it's eating the a xeon metallic material that the alien produces, and says, "Oh, fluff me! Like my alien buddy ship's made out of this stuff. His ship's gonna get eaten." And then he has to take a look. It's like, well, I can do one of two things. Thing one, I can go back to Earth, save Earth, be a hero, come back, figured out things, give them all my logs and everything in person. Or two, I can go save my alien buddy, send everything back on a probe, but I'm not getting back to Earth. Don't have enough fuel for that. So he's stuck in the moral dilemma. Save myself, go back to my home, fluff the alien in their world. Or you know what? Be the noble, honorable person, sacrifice myself, save the alien and his planet, and also save my own planet, and they just get all my recordings and probes. So, of course, being the goofy scientist that he is, and school teacher, he's like, you know what? I don't want to go back to Earth. So he goes, saves his buddy, Rocky, and from the Epsilon Arundi system, and goes back to their system. And then partially you find out he was press ganged, because what happened, they were testing out this material stuff. They were supposed to use 1 microgram. Instead, they don't know how to measure stuff in a international system, and use 1 milligram. Huge difference. Blew up things, took out half the crew. They said, hey, we need someone that knows this stuff. You're it, buddy. And he's like, oh, no. Again, they knew that they did not have enough fuel to go back and forth, and knew it wasn't a one-way trip. Because the funny line, the one astronaut says, like, yeah, it's like, oh, I just want to take some painkiller with a big dose of heroin. And I'm like, whoa. Yeah, that'll definitely kill you. But by lethal injection, take some potent horse painkillers and heroin. Yep, that'll do it. So he's like, nah, I'm not doing that. But what they did, they shot him up with whatever stuff, press gang him into service, put him into a medically induced coma after he tried to run. His bodyguard's like, yep. Just standing there. It's like, yeah, Carl works for the government. Government says, put your buddy under. Carl will make sure that you go under. And he was press ganged into service, and then he's like, oh, jeez. And then probably realized, like, I don't want to go back there. Then the probes came back. The one scientist is happy. We have all this information. We have a whole lab set up in order to get everything started. Hooray! Soul is saved. Earth is saved. Life's going to continue past 30 years unless we do something else stupid. So then, the final shot, he's at a beach, and it was actually created. The beach was created for him in his own bubble by the Irindi in probably appreciation of them saving their world. And he and his buddy Rocky are on the beach. I'm like, yeah, this is great, except for you made it the water way too hot last time, and now it's a little too cold. Being very nitpicky. And he's like, okay, well, I have to get to class. Rocky says, hey, we have your ship all ready, or we have a ship all ready for you. Whenever you want to go back, let me know. And he's like, I'll let you know. It's like, how much time do I have? Take all the time you need. He's like, yeah, take all the time I need. And then he goes, teaches a bunch of alien students about the speed of light. And it was that kind of fuzzy feel-good moment. You could tell in his eyes, it's like, yeah, at least Rocky will give me time before I have to really make this decision. Rocky's not going to inject him full of stuff, throw him on a ship on a one-way mission. Unless, again, Ryan Gosling really wants to. That's it. Again, a little bit long movie. I went on a whole bunch of tangents. I would give this movie, even though it was long, it was really good. And again, there were so many. I enjoyed the sound. The soundtrack was perfect. Everything fit right. I think more so. I checked my clock because Tina said, "Yeah, you want to go see another movie?" I'm like, "No, I want to go sit through this." Like, we only have half hour left. So I was enjoying it. I liked the science of it. I liked everything fit to me in this movie. Again, there was the one scene they had to go build stuff and they got stuff from Home Depot. It's like, do you have an account? It's like, I'm with the government. I have all the accounts. That's true. If you're a government organization, you have all the money. And especially if you're a high-level government organization, you can get all the money plus more all the money. So, you know what? I would say this is a filet mignon movie. Oh. That's it. That is my movie review of Project Hail Mary. I do highly recommend you go see it. Bring some candy or sneak some candy with you because you will need a snack. And then definitely go to the bathroom before because you're going to be sitting in that theater for a while. That's the only bad thing. It's 2.5 hours. More so because Tina said, hey, let's go see something else. Like, no, I don't. I want to. I'm intrigued by it. Yeah, I'm like, yep. That is a middle school teacher drinking all that vodka. And other things. And I appreciated a lot of the science behind it. And some of the more human moments. Tina read the book. I think she said it followed the book pretty true to form, I believe. And there's always going to be differences. That happens in everything. But I didn't read the book. I thought it was a really good movie. So I do apologize for this video review being long. I haven't gone past 20 minutes in a video without other videos in it in a while. So wow, I'm actually shocked at myself. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And just wait a little bit for Easter Mania. Other movie reviews. My boat should be coming back. I'm going to have more fishing trips. I'll see everyone later.